Hi, I'm Shauna. This is Shauna's World. Welcome or welcome back to my channel where I make videos about living well. Today's video is going to be just a day in the life on the Israel National Trail. I've been hiking the trail for just over a week now, and I haven't vlogged as much of it as I'd like because I was having some issues with the camera. I started filming a day in life the other day and my camera died and I wasn't able to fix it right away, but it's all good now. I'm currently in a barn where I stayed last night. So along the trail there are trail angels who are volunteers who put hikers up or provide amenities. So this one is a big outdoor barn, and then there's also a kettle, a microwave, running water and a bathroom and electricity, which is really nice. So I've been able to charge all my devices. I've just been sleeping on a mattress on the floor, which has been actually cozier than my inflatable mattress that I usually have in my tent. This was the first time I'd stayed with the trail angel, and it was actually really nice to have a bit of, well, luxury. I don't know if you call it luxury. I'm going to call it luxury. So I just got up at 6 a.m. and I've just made a coffee in the kettle, and today I have about 25 kilometers of hiking to do. I'm just making a little bit of breakfast. Usually I have my breakfast a few kilometers into the trail, and I'll eat something desperately unhealthy but calorific, and just have something quick, maybe 3 to 5 kilometers into the walk, so that I kind of get going before I'm kind of faffing around. But because I have a little kettle here today, I'm going to make just a porridge sachet, and that means I don't have to take such a long break when I stop. I'll just stop for water. So I'm heading off out and onto my walk for the day. It's about 7 a.m. And it was nice to have a coffee before I go. I don't usually do that. Usually I have a coffee when I get to camp in the evening. So the village I was in is called Far Kisch. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a really nice settlement with houses with leafy gardens, and seems very, very nice. And it's about 1 kilometre to get back onto the trail because I veered off to get to the trail angel last night. So I'm just heading back down now and we'll get walking. Okay, I found the trail again. Oh my God, I really notice how much heavier my backpack is when I've just filled up with water. Just looking which way I need to go. I've been using the app to navigate way more than the book, which is really bad because once I get into the desert, I'm not going to be able to recharge my devices so much, and I might not be able to rely on the app just because they go longer without rest days. So I really should get used to navigating with the maps and the book, but the app is just so delightfully easy, and it has everything mapped out, and it has water points even though they're not perfect, and I just really enjoy using it. I love the walking in the early morning when the sun hasn't got too high in the sky yet, and it's just shady, and I've just been walking through this shady wooded part with, I guess, maybe bamboo growing. I think it's bamboo. I see a mountain over there and I'm not sure, but I have a feeling I might be going over the top of that. It's really nice to see there's lots of runners and cyclists on this path this morning. I haven't seen that on my travels so far. Usually it's either been hardcore hikers, other thru hikers, sometimes day hikers, and then around the Sea of Galilee there were sometimes religious groups and school groups climbing on the mountain. But it's nice to see just people out for their casual jog, and I have to admit I'm a little bit jealous. Okay, I spy a petrol station. I might go in and see if I can get some snacks because I don't really have enough food for how much I'm burning. See what we got. The unsuccessful trip to the petrol station. I looked around for ages and like nothing really took my fancy. And then I was going to get an ice cream, even though it's like 8 a.m, and a packet of crisps just to have a bit of extra fuel. But then I went up to pay and I couldn't pay on my phone. they needed the actual card, and God knows where in my backpack my actual card is. It's going to be buried, and I was like, I'm not unpacking my entire backpack here in the shop. So I just didn't buy them, which is fine. I didn't actually want them that much. It was just a chance of a bit of extra fuel. This section's taking me all through kind of residential roads, and there were some industrial bits, but I think I'm going to get onto the mountain quite soon. There are points along the trail where there's just rubbish dumped, and it's just so horrible to see in some lovely nature spaces. Yeah, it makes me sad. Oh, I've gone too far. I was supposed to turn off a little ways back, and I wasn't looking at the map. I thought it was just straight on. But we will get back on track. I'm due a break soon. I found the right path. I think it's going to get steep. I think I really need to take a break because I've been carrying this bag a bit too long. I like to have a break about every 5 kilometers, and I've been going for 8. So I'm going to stop, just stop here in the shade. Yeah, this looks like a good... Oh wow, I just saw a really cool lizard. I mean, it was like a dragon. Not a dragon, like a dragon that breathes fire, but one of those bigger than a lizard. I don't know what they're called. Maybe it'll come out again. This is where I would usually stop and have breakfast, but I already did that this morning, and I usually stop around 5k, but I am 2 hours, 1 hour 57 and nearly 8k in, so it's good to get the bag off my shoulders for a little bit. People say it gets easier carrying the bag, and it definitely has. Like, it's not completely all consuming like it was on the first day, but it's still very heavy, and I still feel a need to take it off and have rests quite frequently. Okay, we're back on it, and it looks like it's going to be a chunky ascent right now. Nice views already, and we've only just begun the climb. Feeling it. Still quite a long way up to go. Okay, I made it to the chunk of one top of climb, but I think there's another chunk ahead of me. Yeah, that looks like this is what's coming here. Having a bit of a niggle in my left quad, which is not somewhere I've ever had a niggle before. So I'm just taking it really slow up this hill, which suits me fine. That's the good thing about doing it alone, is you can just go at your own pace, take as long as you want going up a hill. But yeah, it just feels like there's a big strain on it. You know, it feels like it's about to snap, but it's not. It's obviously not. But it just feels like there's a lot of pressure. This mountain seems to be going on forever. I must be getting close now. I must be. My Garmin's just told me it's taken me over an hour to go the last mile. I found this really hard. You'd think that uphills would start getting easier after a week, but I feel like they're actually getting harder as I get more tired. Okay, I think I might have reached the top. There's a view behind me. A lot of it's covered by trees, but there's a view here, and it's really beautiful. That seemed to go on forever. I'm not actually sure it's over yet because it's not like a big open peak. Might be a false summit, but I feel good, whatever it is. Okay, yes, that was the summit, and I am heading back down now. And hopefully this path isn't too technical, because I feel like I lost quite a lot of time on the ascent, just because I was so slow and needing to take lots of pauses and struggling with the bag. So I'm hoping to make up some time on the downhill so I don't get to camp too late this afternoon. Oh, now this is a better viewpoint. I'm just stopping for a little rest, just because I didn't right at the top, didn't really pause because I wasn't fully sure if I was at the summit or not, and I think it's important just to drink it all in and hydrate. Well, the descent is a much more manageable terrain. It's a proper path and it's not that hilly. It's quite gentle. There's lots of day hikers coming up, so yeah, hopefully can make up some time. I don't know if this is right, but it looks like what the map's saying. I can't get through there. Maybe I can get around. Oh yeah, I see the marking. Here we go. Okay, now we're getting quite steep on this old downhill, but that's okay. We can do this. I will take downhill over uphill any day. Well, this is anything but quick going down. It's definitely faster than I was going up, but I'm not very sure-footed on this. I've already fallen once. Oh, that was great timing. That wasn't a proper fall. I stayed on my feet. It's a lot of loose mud, like dirt and rock. And I'm still quite high up. We got a nice bit of flat path. I don't know how long this will go on for, but I'm glad for it because I fell 3 times on that downhill. One of them was quite sore on my coccyx because I've fallen on it pretty much every day since I've been here. I guess the bag weighing me down, and when I slip or trip, it just drags me straight down onto my coccyx. Okay, now I've got a bit of a scramble down there. Nice place to eat in 300 meters. I'm just trying to work out if I've got time to eat at the nice place to eat and to fit everything in today, because I know I've got another bit of climb later on this afternoon, but I could do with a little rest. Okay, so I'm fully out of that Tabor Nature Reserve, and that was Mount Tabor that I climbed, and now I'm heading through a town village. I didn't stop at the nice place to eat because my route took me near there but not past it, and I think I'm pressed for time. I've got quite a lot longer to cover today and I don't want to be out after dark. I know there's another, I think, nature reserve or forest this afternoon that I'm going to be hiking through, and there's a lot of ascent, but it's not all constant. It's kind of a lot of up and down, I think. I'm having a little sit down and letting my shoulders rest for a second. The bag is hard. I don't want to bang on about it, but yeah, it is hard, and that's kind of the biggest thing slowing me down. I just checked on the map how much further I have to go today. I'm about 14 kilometres in. It says I have over 16 kilometres to go, which I don't really understand because it was only supposed to be a 25 kilometre day. But maybe I won't go that full distance. Just not sure about camping spots before that. But maybe we can make this a 30 kilometre day. Maybe I can do another 16 kilometres. But to be honest, I'm flagging a bit. I could have done with a nice plate of hummus at that nice place to eat. But yeah, I just don't think there would be time for it. Okay, I'm back out on the trail. I'm out of the town, and yeah, that was just a really short break and it was enough to rest my shoulders, but that should do me for a while. Okay, so this is nice. The route is taking me through this beautiful pine forest, and it smells that wonderful pine smell, and I'm very happy strolling through here. I just had another little sit down, plugged my phone in because it's running low on battery and I need it for the maps. But I found myself in a bit of a grump, which I don't really know why, because I'm surrounded by all these beautiful trees and wonderful nature and wonderful landscapes, and why am I in a grump? I think the bag is probably getting to me a bit today, and I'm a bit worried about where I'm going to camp and get into camp on time before it gets dark. Every day it's always worked out fine. It's just the not knowing what things are going to look like, how it's going to be, if there's going to be places I can't camp, I can camp. Yeah, so much unknown, but I guess that's the beauty of a trip like this. You're stepping into the unknown, and I'm getting out of my comfort zone. And even with that, I've kind of started finding comfort in the rhythms of the way I'm doing things, my routine each day. But it's good to kind of constantly be on my toes, I suppose. I guess that's what I came here for in a lot of ways, but it doesn't stop it being a little bit dysregulating at times. It's a lookout point, and that over there is Mount Tabor that I climbed this morning. I found it really hard. It looks pretty small, but when you get close up, it feels pretty big. Just lots of climbing. You know, when you're just walking for ages and you're looking at your feet and you're looking at in front of you, and then you turn around and see the most epic view. I've gone a bit wrong, which is fine. Not that much, I just wasn't paying attention. But I went wrong downhill, which means when I realised I'd turn around, I was like, oh, I have to go back uphill again. It's kind of, if you go wrong uphill, it's annoying, but you've already done the hill, so it's not so bad when you have to go back down again. But if you go wrong downhill, then you have realised and have to go back uphill. Very annoying. Back on track. Don't know if you can hear that, the call to prepare has just started. Oh, that's really cool. I haven't spent much time in the Arab settlements in Israel, of which this is one, and yeah, really nice to hear the call to prayer. Okay, we're dealing with a bunch of ascent again, but the path is wide and clear, like it's kind of a off-road road, so it's a lot easier to walk on than scrambling through the rocks. Not as off-grid and pretty, I suppose, but I quite like a healthy mixture of the two, so that I'm not off-road scrambling all day, but I do get some of those picturesque, quiet environments. One thing I do not like about these parts is the number of quad bikes. You're just going down a mountain path and suddenly quad bikes or motorbikes appear out of nowhere, and they're very loud and very obnoxious. Usually the people on them are very polite and they'll give a wave, but just the very nature of their engine is obnoxious. Somehow I've lost the path and I'm in thick dead grass and rocks. The path should just be over there somewhere, but I don't seem to be getting any closer to it. Found it. That was tiring, going through all of that, but I'm glad to have found the path again. Okay, I got down that, and now I'm coming up to the final bit of ascent for the day, and I've still got about 5 kilometers to go until my finish spot, but yeah, I've got to climb now, and I see a hill in front of me, and I hope I'm not going all the way up that, because it looks quite hefty. It doesn't actually look that different from Mount Tabor that I went up this morning. Okay, it's the final bit of ascent. It's not so bad. Going to be okay, I'll be there soon. I got offered a lift when I was going through a car park, and I said no because they weren't really going my way. But I'm not actually precious about not taking lifts and walking every single kilometre of the trail exactly. If I skip little bits, like yesterday, I hitched a lift on a quad bike up a mountain because I was running out of water, and it was only about 1.5 kilometres of the journey, but it really helped
So yeah, I'm not precious about sticking to it exactly. Okay, I've hit some kind of paved walkway, which is actually quite a relief to walk on after all the stones and uneven path. But I've still got 3.2 kilometers to go to my spot. The sun is very much going down. Hopefully I'll make it in time, and hopefully the terrain stays like this until I get there, so that it's quite quick. I know there's still quite a bit of uphill to get there, but I really don't want to be getting there in the dark, because I don't know what it's like. I don't know where I can pitch. But this day seems to be dragging on and on. I just seem to be walking and walking and walking. I guess that's kind of the point of a through hike. Okay, I've fully refilled with water, which will sort me for the night and hopefully the start of tomorrow. It's really good because I didn't know where I was going to refill tonight. And this is outside a cemetery, which is a really good place for water taps. I found a few in such locations. So now I'm just going to try and find my camp spot. Okay, I went a bit wrong, which means I'm walking along a motorway, which isn't very nice. But if I hadn't gone wrong, I wouldn't have stumbled across the tap at the cemetery. So swings and roundabouts. So I've arrived at this park where I've set up my tent. It's not the best camp spot, but it will do. Well, this is a change of scenery. So I recorded an outro and a bit of a chat about the day. So yeah, I did 29 kilometers today and nearly 4,000 feet of ascent. I don't usually work in feet, but that's what my Strava tells me. It was a good day, but there were lots of hard bits. Yeah, basically I am now in a hotel, a very, very nice hotel, because I pitched my tent in a park, which was the only place in the town of Mashhad that I could find that you could camp, and it was just a regular park in a town, and it just wasn't safe. I mean, it might have been safe, but I didn't feel safe. And I pitched my tent and I was there for like a couple of hours maybe, and 3 separate times people tried to get into my tent or knocked on my tent or were like talking to me. Two people said that they were the police, and then I came out and they weren't the police. So yeah, it was just really horrible, and I'm feeling really shaken by it. So I ended up coming to a hotel. There were not any budget hotels around or hostels or anything, and you know, obviously really last minute because it was gone 8 o'clock when I worked this out. So I'm at the Plaza Hotel, which is very fancy. I think it's a 4-star. And I've blown my budget. I've spent £135 on tonight, which is a lot of money, and it's going to stop me being able to do other things towards the end of the trip. But I actually think it's a really sensible decision, because I would have felt so unsafe out there, and I might have actually been unsafe. You know, something could have happened. So I think it's the right thing. And I think in future, if I'm going to have to be in towns rather than in rural places, I'll always stay with trail angels rather than just trying to find a spot to camp. So on that note, I'm going to leave you. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos of me hiking 1,000 kilometers, the length of the Israel National Trail, please subscribe to my channel, and you can leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought. I'm so tired. Thank you so much for being here, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.